Hello everyone, my name is Amos Nimos and I will talk about the terminal today because I like the terminal. I'm going to talk about Nano, so if you don't care about those things you can just not watch the video, and if you want to know more about those topics I'm going to try to be as interesting as I can. And without further ado, how do I use the terminal? Why do I use Vim? How do I use Vim? All these questions will be answered in this video. So first of all, the terminal. I use Kitty. That's the terminal I use. And so far it's my favorite one. I haven't tried all the terminal emulator, but on Linux so far Kitty is amazing. I'm using BSPWM as my window manager, which is all stuff I could have just do a neo fetch to show you. And yeah, that's a great color palette for the terminal. That's like a great font. That's the Commodore 64 font, and that's the Commodore 64 color palette, except from the background color, which should have been like a bright blue. But honestly, for my eyes, I prefer just like black. It's better for my eyes. It's like a purplish black that you won't notice the coloration. But yeah, I do prefer it. I also enabled like transparency for my terminal because in Kitty you can like disable that so that your terminal is always opaque. But I don't like that because I have a setting to set my transparency for the terminal. So yeah, why would I want to disable it, force myself to never have it when I might want to have it at some point? So yeah, this is my config. I think it's pretty much complete. Yeah, okay. So that's the font I'm using, by the way. Very cool font that I like. And the first thing I wanted to talk about the terminal is like the cursor right here, and the Kitty you can set it to be like a line, an underscore, whatever. Just put it to block. Everybody who used the terminal correctly has set the cursor in the terminal to be a block, because yeah, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Have it be a block, just at least for aesthetic reason. Like, you see, it fits, it makes sense. Every character is a block, so your cursor should also be not just a line. A thin line with thick character just doesn't fit. It's ugly. So don't use the line. Get used to using a block. Block are better. That's, I have no argument. I just use a block. Okay, it's the same for the tab amount, and it's a preference thing. But honestly, just use a block. Block are better. They look better. That's one reason, and you don't have that reason with the line. The line doesn't work. Doesn't look better. It's from Windows. What, like, people got used to it in like Microsoft, Windows Office, whatever, Word. They got used to it, and the Microsoft Word. Don't use the line. Use a cube, please. So okay, I'm using Nano. Let's yeah, open the project I'm working on, which is a two-player game. That it's a sumo game, as you can see from the title, if you can read. And I'm just gonna change the offset to be fixed, a fixed value, instead of all this mess that just, it's confusing. The size of the window, I'm guessing I'm taking like the, that's like thickness times 2. Why thickness times 2? Why times 2? Like, that's the times 2 isn't like, if I look into boundary, is that how you spell that? I'm not even sure if that's how you spell it, but yeah, let's just pretend it is. So that's with an 8, as 8 as the boundary. I'm just gonna put 16 since it's supposed to be double, so it's not gonna change. I'm gonna compile it using my own compiler, my unique made custom compiler. It's not hard. You can easily make your own compiler like I just did. And now if I try the program, it works just fine, and we got like that thick outlines, and we can like take velocity, and yeah, as you can see, like, we are having some issues right here around the borders. And we are gonna try in this video to fix these issues. So I'm just gonna like minus thickness, that variable right here. Okay, I'm just not gonna delete everything that works, because this kinda works. This was the old way of doing things. I don't like to delete stuff. I like to keep it just in case I want to go back to it. Thickness, I like it. Let's keep that, and let's use, instead of all this, I don't like this, just window height. So it's not a good practice to hard code these things, but you can do it, and for testing purposes it's a good idea to hard code it. Yeah, basically it's a better, oh, okay, a capital W instead of this. Just gonna change that real quick. Compile, now it worked. And if I try to launch the application, nothing has changed, which is what I was trying to accomplish, of course. Yeah, that was my goal. Okay, let's just remove this part right here that removes some of the thickness. Let's recompile. Let's try it again. And we got a different result. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So thickness of 2. So basically the set position, that's where I'm having some issue. I'm just going to remove all this. Great. So the position is going to be offset and offset. That's already better than what we had, and we should get a better result. Yeah! So I'm just not sure why we're getting like, I'm not sure if you can see it, but we got like this black outline around, and I think that's like the offset. So if I tried, for example, to, okay, so it's supposed to be offset plus thickness. That should fix my problem that I was describing, but the black line is just gonna be thicker. Yeah, but now comes the real challenge. You go here, you do minus thickness, and it's probably gonna have to be minus offset 2, but one step at a time, baby. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not working. It's not doing what it's supposed to do, but I kind of know why, because like you got the line thickness from the top too that you need to take into consideration. That's why the times 2, and yeah, you also have to take into consideration the offset. So that's a lot of variable. That's a lot of mathematics. So you gotta get your priority straight when you think about math. And then you're gonna do like offset, and now we need the offset to be set, so I'm just gonna put that after it, and hopefully we get the result I expect. We're not getting the result I expect. Not sure if you understand what I'm trying to do here, but yeah, so maybe minus offset and the thickness, like we just want to reduce the size so that the set size should be reduced right here, and now you get like outline thickness. Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe it's double the offset. I don't know. We're just gonna compile and run again. Hey, that's looking promising. Yeah, that's kind of good. So times 2. Like I don't know what's going on, but I don't care. I don't care. It's working. It's kind of working. I don't know. I'm just changing stuff. Did I compile? Did I recompile before trying? No, I don't think I recompiled before. Yeah, it's not what I want. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So what happened if I just like remove the thickness right here, and I can go back and say like times 2 because I think that was good. Recompile. That's a lot of trial and error. Like I'm not using my brain. I got a result I wanted. That's the result I wanted, and I didn't have to use my brain. And the collision is with the window border instead of being with the instead of being with the boundaries. Yeah, and I'm just not gonna pretend like the collision isn't broken. I cannot like go back. I'm stuck there until like, yeah, I'm completely stuck now. Okay, I'm stuck, but it's good. It's progress. It's progress. That's a cool looking game. I would play that. Like there's something I don't like about it, and it's I think it's the fact that there's no anti-aliasing with the ball. And I think one cool way to get like a pixelated effect, which would probably just look a little bit better, would be to render this a little bit smaller and then use the view to make it larger. So you basically just render a small image and then you enlarge it, which would create a pixelated effect, which I don't think would look bad. I think it would look good. But I don't know how to do this, and I'm not gonna do this in this video. And actually, this video is probably going to be over soon. I'm probably gonna end this video. This is a project. I'm just gonna show you the code, most of it at least. So I'm scrolling fast, so don't mind me. There you go. That's the code that I clearly entirely showed to you. I don't care. Seriously, that project will probably be eventually. I don't want to make promise that I will not do, but if I complete this project, I will probably make this code, and probably, if my friend wants, the code of his project open source on a GitHub page, so that you will have access to our project, our game that we're making, because this is a small game jam between me and my friend, and we have to make a 2-player game. This game is supposed to have like 2-player eventually, but right now I'm just testing the basic, and yeah, so far it works fine. One thing I want to change, we have like the boundaries class right here. We got like the sumo class right here, which take input. And it also uses like delta time, which is always good. Like you need to take delta time. Always do that when you create a game. And you have like the friction system, bounce, draw, and all that. That's the good shit. So I'm just going to try to create, like that's the sumo class. I know that you can just read that right here under it, but I am addict to comment. Somehow I think that comment allows you to see clearly, like that's a section. I know there's a class below, but that's a section. Am I lacking batteries? How could I be lacking batteries? I heard like a notification on my computer. Probably a memory notification. Do I have memory left? Like memory. Yeah, just enough. I'm doing good. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. I'm just gonna end the video right here. But what I was going to create, other than this comment to explain that this is the boundary initialization stuff. Right here I have like the these are global variables. And then you can go down, and you got the sumo class. And I'm just gonna copy it actually. You know what? I'm just gonna tick. Copy. I'm just gonna select all this, go down like this. I'm just gonna yank that and paste that right here. Now, why do I want 2 sumo class? Is it for the 2-player that are gonna be playing this game? No. This is not for another player. This is for yeah, you get like the radius. This is not going to be a sumo. This is gonna be a barrel. And yeah, I'm just gonna rename that to the barrel class. And there should be probably a description below that, like something like this: barrel are unanimated objects in the game that the player sumo can interact with by transferring their velocity to it, launching it as a projectile to try to push the other sumo out of the boundary. End of the comment. That's it. So yeah, I should probably do this for all the classes, but I won't because I am lazy. So of course this class does not need a move function. So what I'm gonna do is just select that. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna select that right here like that. Add friction, I'm gonna keep that. Delete the move function. So it's inside the move function, the friction. It shouldn't be. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep that because you get like the speed we don't need, the friction we need, but this should be like a global variable because every object should have the same friction. Let's be fair. So yeah, this should be a global variable. And delta times second, like we keep that, that's good, we need that, but then we don't need to have input. There you go. And the velocity, like move, I'm still gonna use it for every barrel. Like, yeah, that's how I'm gonna work. You got the boundaries, which I'm not sure what it's gonna do. Keep the sumo inside the window. Like, honestly, this didn't work that good, but it did work. It didn't work that good, but it did work. And we won't even need this for the sumo. And I think a cool way, instead of trying to put the velocity to 0, what I should try to do is just say the x position of this object when it goes out of bound for the barrel, because the player, when they go out of bound, they're destroyed. So I'm just gonna try to code at some point like an explosion animation, and I'm not using any sprites. That's like not a challenge. It's not part of the challenge. My friend can use sprite in his project, but I don't want, because I'm lazy. I don't want to have to render sprites. So I'm using the default shape rendering system from the SFML library, and I'm gonna use that for as a particle system. Yeah, no GPU stuff, no magic, no black magic. Just gonna use it simple. Yeah, it's gonna be a very simple project. Keeping it simple because I'm stupid. That's the goal of the game. Set position. You get like x, y. Those are floats. So if I want to set this, do I have to use this? If I want to access like the x variable value or edit it, do I have like a set x for it? I'm not sure. I'm not that used to coding in C++. That's the point of the project, to teach C++ to me and my friend a little bit better. So I'm just gonna try it as something like this. X is gonna be equal to, the offset is inside like okay, I assume like 0. Yeah, and the other is like window width, which, how am I gonna access that from within this function? That's another challenge, man. It's gonna be a big challenge. Okay, so I have like sumo like in some places inside the barrel class, and a good way to just change that is to select everything and then do Control R, sumo, rename it to barrel. There you go. And I want to change every instance of that, and this made a mistake because C++ is case sensitive. And as you can see right here, the sumo class initialization did not have an uppercase letter, because when you replace a letter, something with something, it's gonna be also case specific. It's just gonna replace it with the cases that you use. Yeah, I hope that was expressed correctly. So now, basically, if you go, if your boundary left, no, that's in the right one. So if you go with an x that is larger than the window size, okay, let's set the x to 0. That's it. I think that's what we were trying to go with. Like, you get like boundary, bounds left, bounds width. What are these variable? Where are they coming from? Like bounds, bounds. It's taking like the bounds variable from somewhere. Bounds is initialized somewhere. I am sure of that. But where? Where is that bounds? I'm not seeing it. I'm looking for the bounds. But I'm not finding it. And we got like no function in the boundary not sure, to return these things that bounds should return, like bounds stop. Where is bounds initialized? Like, that's what I'm looking for. Where's the bounds first initial mention? Like, I'm just gonna do a search for bounds. Okay, right here. It's a circle global bounds. Keep sumo inside the window. M circle get global bounds. So like bounds is not for the boundaries. It's for the sumo size. So sumo, in that case, the rectangle that's set the sumo size is our boundaries for the sumo itself, not for the window. For the window, we use like window get size. Okay, that's what I did. I forgot. I forgot. Now I remember. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. I am not stupid. I'm just a little bit less intelligent than the average. Yeah, that's what I am. Not stupid. Okay, so if you go out of bounds, then we set your velocity to 0. I don't like that. Keep the velocity high. And just to test that this mechanic work, I should do the same with the sumo and try it with the sumo first, and then later try it with the barrel. So if it works for the sumo, that means it's gonna work for the barrel. I mean, if I follow my logic, which is not always very logical, it should work like I expect. It does not! Because request for Y member of barrel, this is a off pointer type barrel. Okay! So we don't have an X for the barrel. But I think that the way to set the position of this object, mCircle get position. So yeah, it's basically you got like to use set position for mCircle, which I don't like. I don't like at all. I mean, there's a way to do all this correctly. I don't like the way I coded this. It should have been like, you should have had like an X variable and a Y variable instead of having like using the circle position. You should have like a separate position and then set the circle position to that variable so that you can access it easier with this. But it's not what I did. And because of that, like it's too late to change it right now. I'm just not gonna do that. Are we still inside the sumo class or are we inside the barrel? We're inside the barrel. So let's go. We need to change both anyway, but for now, just to avoid any bugs, I'm just gonna comment out these lines right here. So if I do this, tuk tuk, tuk tuk, and I go back right here, instead of using this dot x, what we are gonna do is use, watch out, mCircle dot set position entre parenthèses. Can I do this? Yeah, can I do this? Does that work? I don't think it works. So what we're gonna do is set like 0 Virgo, like this, and inside of it we're gonna do like okay, let's, it's not what I'm trying to do, so I'm just improvising right now and it's not going so well. I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, set position, get position. It's not working as I expected it to do, so I'm kinda improvising a lot. Okay, so I'm just gonna move that back right here, gonna remove the argument, gonna set this to get position, and ideally I just want the Y position because the X position is gonna be set to 0, so now I can use this Y and it should work. I'm having like this Y somewhere that I need to comment out. Yeah, that's okay, that's good. Compile, and now I forgot which side will work, so let's try both. It worked! But it also like remove your velocity because I did not remove that part of the code. But it's easy to move. Like now we got like this asteroid game type teleportation going on, and there's ways to make this better, to improve this, like basically making it reappear out of bounds so that you see it leave the screen. Like you add an offset so that it completely leaves the screen before it re-enters it. That way the illusion is perfect. You don't see teleportation, you just see it go. Like you can have an offset of half the size of the character. That way, like No, that way it's not gonna work. So you really need it to leave the screen before it reappears for the illusion to be perfect, unless instead of moving it to the other side of the screen, you create another object that is identical to the player, that is on the other side of the screen, so that when the player leaves one side, you see it reappear on the other side simultaneously, and when your player completely leaves the screen, it is completely deleted, but the one that you just created stay there. So you just create a clone. It's like a magic trick where you use a clone of the person. Velocity set to 0. I'm just going to remove that. Recompile using my own compiler. And now if I leave the screen, I just loop around and keep getting faster and faster, and I haven't put a speed limit, so I'm just going to move faster and faster and faster until the end of time or until my PC burns. Either works. Ooh, moving diagonally. Ooh, the illusion, the physical visual illusion is complete. Perfect. You got fooled. Actually, I was just changing the position. I was teleporting the ball on the other side of the screen. It was not like moving across, you know? Okay, that's the end of this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was recording and I did not did all this monologue for no reason. And I hope you will like and subscribe and leave a comment below to tell me what you like about what I do and what you don't, so that I can improve in the future and make better content for you. You person that I don't know. Yeah, bye bye.